Hello friends, welcome back to Amy Bakes. I'm Amy and I've been gone for a long time. So let me explain what happened. You might notice the new background. We moved a few months ago and it took a while to get situated and to get decent internet because we moved out to the country. But here I am, I'm back, and today we are going to make a delicious recipe perfect for Christmas. Today we're going to make Christmas pecans. So for our recipe today, we don't have that many ingredients. We are simply going to need about 2 pounds of pecan halves and shelled. You don't want these chopped up. You actually want the halves. We're going to need 4 egg whites. We're going to need a couple of cups of sugar. We're going to need some cinnamon, some vanilla, of course, and we're going to need a stick of butter. For your supplies, you're going to need a stand mixer set with a whisk attachment. You're going to need a couple of baking sheets and a spatula. The first thing we're going to need to do is cut this stick of butter in half, and then we are going to melt the butter directly onto our baking sheet. So we're just going to do this, and we're just going to pop this in the oven. Oh, and I have to show y'all something. You ready for this? Look. Gas! I haven't had gas oven since I was a child, and I love cooking with gas. It is so much better than electric. Okay, so we're going to pop those in here. I've got my oven preheated to 325 already, and I'm just going to pop these little sheets in there, and we're going to let that butter melt. So what we're doing right now is, while our butter is melting, we are going to separate these egg whites and separate those into the bowl here. So y'all, when we moved, I lost my chickens. We had originally planned to move at the end of May, but the people buying our old house really wanted to get in by May 15th, and we were doing everything we could to accommodate that. So we didn't have a coop built here, and so one of my best friends had a coop but no hens, and I had hens and no coop. So I went ahead and let her have my chickens, so that way she could have the hens, and then eventually we will get chickens again. Okay, our butter is melted, and so we don't want it to turn brown. So I've gone ahead and taken that out, and then I've just kind of coated the bottom of the pan, and we're just going to set those there. They'll be ready for us when we're ready for them. So now we have our 4 egg whites in here, and we are just going to beat these to a stiff peak. Okay, so now our eggs are at about a soft peak, and we're going to start gradually adding our sugar, and we're going to need 2 cups of sugar. When you're doing egg whites, you don't want to just dump it in there. You want to do this gradually. So I'm going to get my mixer back on, and then I'm just going to slowly add in 2 cups of the sugar and continue to beat until we hit stiff peaks. We're just going to add a pinch of salt here, and then we're going to add a vanilla. The recipe calls for a couple of teaspoons. So we're just going to measure that with our sole, and 2. All right, let me check these. Beautiful. See that stiff peak? Okay, we're going to mix in our pecans now. Now we're going to mix our pecans in here, and we're going to fold them in. And it was at that moment we realized we should have used a larger bowl. We got these nice and mixed in, so what we're going to do is we're going to divide this in about half and put half of them in one pan on one baking sheet and half on another. And then we're going to spread them around. More over here. We'll put a little more here and a little more there. There we go. Now we're just going to spread these out. Okay, now we've got those spread out on the pan. What we're going to do is sprinkle cinnamon on there. Now, if I were to take this and just sprinkle it, even with this lid, it would kind of glump up in some areas. So I'm going to do a little trick. Okay, this is a tea strainer. And I'm just going to do this. And this gets that cinnamon nice and even without clumping on you. And we're just going to sprinkle the cinnamon over the pecans. Just like that. A little more over here and over here. Put these in the oven and we're going to cook these, or we're going to bake these for 25 minutes. On these, I'm going to rotate the pans halfway through because the bottom cooks a little faster than the top. Okay, these are out of the oven now and they're cooled completely. And then what you're going to do is just kind of go in and you're going to break them up. I may have to get a spatula. So let me grab a spatula. So you're just going to go in and break these up. And these are actually going to become Christmas gifts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in one of these little tins, and I'm going to have half of the pecans, and then I'm going to do half of homemade fudge. And if you would like a recipe for homemade fudge, we'll put a link for you for that. These are absolutely amazing, guys. I really do hope you give them a try. Your house will smell amazing. I mean, nothing smells more like Christmas than these Christmas pecans. And so they really make me want to plant pecan trees on my land so I can make them more and more. And so I just recommend you give them a try. If you do, let me know what you think of them. Leave me a comment.